What's up, guys? Kim is here for Meanwhile in the Man Cave. We take a look at all things pop culture, games, toys, or anything we think is cool. And today we are taking a look at the Marvel Select Invisible Woman. It's the final figure we've needed to complete our Marvel Select Fantastic Four. So let's see if this long wait has been worth it. The Invisible Woman first appeared back in November of 1961 in Fantastic Four #1 and was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. She may have always had the ability to turn invisible, but it wasn't until Fantastic Four issue number 22 that her abilities were expanded to give her the power to render other objects invisible and to create psionic blasts and force fields. Sue even spent a short while as a supervillain known as Malice, the Mistress of Hate, after the manipulations of the supervillain known as Psycho Man, who took advantage of her emotional vulnerability after the loss of her second child. And it was the effects of this event that prompted the Invisible Girl to change her code name to the Invisible Woman. Alright, let's take a quick look at the box. It's a typical fare on the front here, just the title of the character. No artwork on the side, just a picture of the figure. And a picture of the figure on the back, along with a short description of the character itself. So, let's not waste any time. Let's bust her out of this package. Take a look. Okay, here, starting right off. Take a quick look at the package here. We got we got about 4 different interchangeable invisible hands, some force field effects, and the character itself. And this looks like part of maybe an accessory stand. Not sure yet, we'll have to see. And in the underlayer here, we got another 6 hands, and the colored hands, that is, and as well as the colored feet and legs. So you can interchange those, and a force field stand basically here. So we're going to give you guys a closer look at this. Okay, starting right off, we've got a force field stand slash base. It's got the posts for the feet in it. Not bad. 2 gloved hands extra with the actual whole glove. And the hands are removable from that base there that's on the end. And there is a post for angling the hand. And that would be the same on the fist hand as well. And a couple other fist hands to go on the ends of those. And a couple more, an open hand and a gripping hand. Couple extra legs, and then we have this force shield effect. You see it goes right into the post on the arm. Kind of a cool little accessory. Some miscellaneous invisible hands, including a gripping hand and an open hand, as well as another fist and another gripping hand in the invisible variety. Also, you have a force ball effect here. I'm assuming it goes on the arm, but we'll find out when we start to pose her. And there's this post. Not quite sure what we're going to do with that, but like I said, once we get posing her, I'll probably find out. Okay, here she is. The last part of the Fantastic Four we needed. Sue Storm, otherwise known as the Invisible Woman. Initially, I think she's modeled pretty well. I, I like the suit. More the traditional classic suit. I like that we've got her phasing into invisibility. It's a pretty cool feature as well. Let's check out the articulation. Starting off with the head here, obviously you've got the left and right motion. It doesn't move real smooth, and it is hard to move because of the long hair. Little bit of tilting forward and really none back, again because of the hair. You're not going to have any room to do that. Got your side motion here for the lateral movement. Forward, back. You've got a joint between the shoulder and the bicep. Again, I always like that. Gives you a lot of variety of motion for that. Your elbow joint, as well as a swivel at the elbow. Again, very nice that you have that. It gives you more variety. At the abdomen, you can swivel that at the abdomen, and a little bit of tilting there, which is nice. Not much forward. She does not come forward on that ab joint, but she will lean back substantially. Would have been cool if she could have leaned forward too, but I think I can work with that with the posing. Down here we should have a waist joint, and we do. That moves pretty good there. Down at the legs, forward kick, a little bit back. Again, that joint right here at the, just below the hips here, or at the hips, you can swivel that. That's handy. You also have a swivel at the knee, which is definitely cool. And then you've got your bending at the knee. Down at the foot, no toe joint, because Marvel Select hasn't really jumped on that bandwagon with a toe joint, but you've got your tilting of the foot, as well as a swivel there, I believe. There is. You can swivel that foot a little bit down here. Not too much, but you could angle it, which can be handy. So let's get her into some poses, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Just starting out. Started out with something like this. Partially shielding her flank, and maybe putting a force field out ahead of her. So far, if I was going to have a complaint about this figure, it would be the lack of extra heads for it, or faces. The one that it comes with is rather emotionless. It would have been nice maybe to have an angry face or a happier face or whatever to interchange here. Give her a little more emotion for the poses. Maybe one of concentration. Like in this pose, if you had an alternate head, you could have had her in a more concentrated look on her face, like she's building up energy to, do whatever and pose you have her in. But here, her face is so stoic that there's like very little emotion you can get out of the poses. So the stand, the little post that's in the package does go into the force field prop, and The other end goes into her back. Basically, they use to help her stand, or if you want her elevated, or whatever. Now, the interchangeable legs were really tight. I did end up having to use a hair dryer to kind of soften up the plastic a little bit in order to get that to those legs to actually go in on the posts. Once they went in, they're fine, but unless yours is different, you're probably going to have to soften those up. Otherwise, you're probably going to risk breaking those legs. Again, I like how they all look together as the full team. Looks pretty cool. I just would, I wish they would have added extra heads for Sue Storm, because it would have given us a lot more variety for the poses, I think, as far as expressing emotion. But anyway, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in, and please tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. for a new episode of Meanwhile in the Man Cave. I'll talk to you guys later.